It was attempt number 3 on the President of the United States last night. It happened at the Correspondents' dinner, the most glamorous gathering of legacy media journos and dinos. But I digress. You'll ever see. So what's the reaction from the reporters, the celebrities? Well, let's just say they're behaving badly. And you'll have to see it to believe it.
Yeah, that was loud.
And then you quickly ran into the restroom.
I hit the deck and I was waiting.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we continue to bring you the news you need to know, always covering entertainment. And today we're doing just that. Do not expect politics from us today. And we are going to do our best to cover this topic, which is very difficult to do because here on the YouTubes, somehow, someway, msnow, Fox News, CNN, the rest of the legacies, they get to report it, they get to play the video, but if you're somebody like Yellow Flash, they will dash away your live stream if you dare play what happened last night with the Correspondents' dinner. Folks, click the like button. We will dive in with the deft ability to navigate the YouTubes. All right, we had to wait a little bit to cover this. Why? Because our job is not to cover breaking news in the same way that, the legacies do. We want to gather the facts. We want to gather up the reactions and then bring it to you. The reactions are in. Get ready. You won't believe them. Libs of TikTok has this. Hey, Washington Post, what were the loud noises? And as you can see, the Washington Post, this is the way they framed it last night. Trump evacuated from White House Correspondents' dinner after loud noises heard. Maybe it was that Myrtle girl from Harry Potter. Maybe she was wailing, right? Maybe that's what it was. Pipes, maybe? I don't know. Wait. Cats and heat? Oh, no. It was, of course, the bang bangs, the boom booms. You know what it was. Joey Salad says CNN calls this latest attempt a dinner interruption. You can see it right there. Breaking news from CNN, White House Correspondents' dinner interrupted. Oh, it's a dinner interruption, eh? Oh, that's not good, huh? That's not good. And of course, Ben Stiller out there says, got it done. Now, in Ben Stiller's defense, Ben Stiller, right? He's a Zoolander, so he's not the brightest bulb. But in Ben Stiller's defense, he's talking about a Knicks game, okay? He's not talking about POTUS, but you got to be at least smart enough as a celebrity to go, oh, wait a minute. This big thing is happening with the President of the United States and the journalists and all this kind of stuff. I don't think I'm going to post, got it done. I don't think I'm going to do that, okay? I want to go now to how CNN was covering the Correspondents' dinner even before, and we'll get in more reactions. You won't believe some of this stuff. It's awful. It's terrible. Hollywood and the journalistic industry that they own. Remember that CNN, MS Now, Fox News, all of these companies are owned by entertainment companies. ABC News, NBC News. You know it, folks. We'll get to there. We'll go there in just a minute. But first, here's how CNN set it up last night before we even got to the danger.
Been here for many of these events. This is the most crowded I've ever seen it. There is so much more interest this year because President Trump has never showed up here as president, and frankly, because he has demonized the media, because he has gone on the warpath against news outlets like CNN, because he has called journalists piggy and so many other nasty names.
Now, you all know that that piggy thing comes from them trying to take a mispronunciation of the name Peggy Noonan, right? Peggy Noonan. And they take that out of context. Anyway, the whole setup is to make you angry, right? This is a confrontation. This is anger. This is he says it's a war, right? Okay, back to it. But just letting you know, this is how we arrive at places where we get third attempts. This is how it happens.
He has also defunded PBS and NPR. He has dismantled Voice of America. But at the same time, as Caroline Levitt just loves to point out, he is incredibly accessible, and he desperately wants the media's attention. It sounds like we're going to hear all of that. We're going to hear criticism and much more from the president later.
Of course, that's not what they got. They got something very different. We got to skip ahead, folks. Unfortunately, I cannot play the parts of the video that show exactly how this went down in terms of, the Secret Service, because if we show any of the things that Secret Service uses to defend the President of the United States, you know what we're talking about, the boom booms, we go down, right? We're not allowed to play it. The legacy media can, ABC, NBC, CBS, PBS, I can go through the full list. All of them, they can play it. So they have a major advantage that we don't have. We won't play that, but I do want to play the reaction to it afterwards.
Everybody's good.
Nice. He said 1 shooter, 2 weapons. I got him.
It is now a crime scene. Secret Service is in custody, has the person in custody. Everything's okay. One shooter, we know so far.
And we can't play that. It is a little blurry. We try to give you the best, but anyway. So, folks, we're going to go now to this video to show you the fallout afterwards and how the journalists were reacting to it, taking cover in restrooms and all that sort of thing. As we play this, I want you to notice, well, first of all, I want to give a shout out to Culture Casino, who has sent us so much of the stuff that really nobody has seen out there. We want people to see this. The journalists were hiding in the restrooms, but so was, well, someone else. You got to see this. We'll show it to you. Who else was hiding in the bathroom while all this was going down? Get ready, and as we play it, pay attention to the fact that it's a young guy with a cell phone who's doing the real journalism. It's the legacy media still sneaking into the Correspondents' dinner where it's supposed to be just the dinos. But somehow, some young guy with a phone managed to sneak in, and here's where the real news is happening.
I saw him run. It looked like the guy was running down the stairs, and there were 3 or 4, secret.
Which stairs were they?
Right here, up here to the left.
Right by the metal detector?
Yeah, right,
or the...
just past the metal detector.
Yeah.
Looked like he ran past the metal detector, and then there were guys coming at him, and that's when I hit the
And Secret Service, several of
Again, the older guys, they're not doing any kind of journalism. They're just, listen, they're hiding in the potties. They're hiding near the urinals. But the young guy with the phone is actually doing real journalism. Where was he? What was going on? Who was chasing him? He's doing the real journalism. It's the legacy media every single time.
It was several shots from several Secret Service officers. Did he have a firearm?
Couldn't see.
I have no idea.
Nobody saw a firearm, but he was running.
He was running.
He was in a full sprint.
He was running. So to me, it looked like he went to attack Blitzer, but I had no idea.
I thought Blitzer was the guy there.
These people, listen, I get it. It's the fog of war, okay? I understand. But still, Wolf Blitzer, Trump's back at the Correspondents' dinner, and this guy's there, and you think the guy came to get Wolf Blitzer. Of course, we all know now where this guy lies in terms of politics, but you thought he was after Wolf Blitzer. Boy, we got to get Wolf, right?
Because he was right there.
Yeah, that's
that was loud.
And then you quickly ran into the restroom.
I hit the deck and I waited.
No, I
But
was
you security guards were on your back. You dove into the restroom.
And that's the beauty of the legacy media. That's the beauty of it, right? Because what do we find out? The security guards dove into the restroom. Way to go to whoever it is that picked this up. Way to go. All right, let's go to stuff that's going to make you mad. I apologize for making you mad, but you got to be made mad today because it makes me mad. It should make everybody with sensibility mad. This is what's happening here. That Gay Guy Candle Company says the most performative woman who ever lived, with a video of Erica Kirk being taken out, sobbing because, yes, she's there again in another situation just like this.
I just want to go find
She says, I just want to go home. She just wants to be with her kids. Can't blame her. People like whoever's behind this account, though, pure evil. Laughing emoji. Laughing emoji. This is their reaction. Destiny, big famous streamer, right? Destiny responds to Riley Gaines. Riley Gaines says, stop trying to delete our president. Destiny says, I have never agreed with a statement more in my entire life. Do you all understand what this means? Destiny does not agree with Riley in the way that you might think he does. Right? See, Destiny's not a good guy. You'll have to figure out on your own what he's saying here. Okay? Stop trying. Let me say it again. Stop trying to delete our president. And Destiny says, I've never agreed with a statement more in my entire life. What do you think he's trying to say there? You got it? And then finally, folks, as we make our way through the crazy of the journos and the celebrities and the streamers and all that, all the folks and their reactions to this, I just want to show you this one so you can get an idea of who we're dealing with. This is a video after everything's gone down. They're being released. Party's over. Here's how the journalists, remember, this is the Correspondents' dinner. This is the legacy dinosaur media. This is their reaction. This is what they do when it's over.
Tragically, we've covered shootings, we've covered all sorts of scary and terrible events, but it's not often where you have a loved one next to you in that moment, and you're also
Now we'll just let this keep playing. Is that okay with everybody? We'll just let it keep playing. Unless I block anything, I'll move over here. I want you to see everything, right? Did you see that the first time? Just want you all to see. You know, the legacy dinosaur going extinct media, the millionaires, the billionaires who make so much money off of playing divisiveness, and they just play a cycle of hatred, one against the other. What is it they do after this goes down? What is it they do after they head on out of town and go back to their mansions? Got to take some bottles, right? These are the kinds of people that we're dealing with. When the whole thing's over, what do? Grab the caviar. Grab the bottles. Got to take it with you. Come on. Get the champagne. Get the cheesecake. Can we get in the kitchen? You guys got any more of that filet mignon back there? Come on. This is who we're dealing with. They don't recognize the moments. They live in their own worlds. They live inside their own heads. They're narcissists. And they're driving this country insane. It's their sort of rhetoric. It's their kinds of news cycles that are driving people to do the kinds of things that are happening here. And again, it's attempt number 3. And these same people, they celebrate. They throw a pell-mell parade when they watch Erica Kirk walking out sobbing, saying, I just want to go home. I hope Erica got home, hugged her kids, and I hope that the Trumps got back to the White House. I hope that they feel safe. I don't want anybody in this world to feel unsafe because of some madman crossing the entire country from the Pacific to the Atlantic, trying to do something terrible yet again where others have failed. And for the sake of the world, I hope they continue to fail. And for the sake of the world, I hope that we stop listening and paying attention to celebrities as much as we can. We'll cover it here. But they don't deserve followers. These journals don't deserve people to care about what they say other than to ridicule it. And that's not because they sit in some sort of classification where we're just mean and unspirited towards the freedom of press, but it's rather because they have set forth their goal to be untruthful, to provide you with lies, to spread misery and conflict and sow distrust. And we must turn to the new media. And that young guy in the restroom with his phone getting the real details. Because that's the guy I want to follow. That's the new media. That's where you are right now. And we'll keep covering it. And we'll leave the champagne bottles alone. We'll leave the caviar. And we'll do what we're supposed to do, which is every day do our best to approximate, to approach, telling the truth with a capital T. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today. We hope you have a good day today. Remember to avoid those loud noises. Remember to not have your dinners interrupted. And remember to get your headlines as right as they can be. All right, folks, click the like button, share, subscribe, and drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on everything. Until the next time, we have the joy, the pleasure, and the responsibility of spending time together. Keep learning. Keep growing. And as always, keep having fun.
Say it ain't so. This just in. Disney lost money on another movie. Why, that can't be. I thought that John Lasseter fella over at Pixar was cranking out the latest hits, and Marvel was unstoppable, and Disney princesses were a thing, and Star Wars was a multi-billion-dollar money-making franchise.
I overheard you talking about Disney, and wanted to let you know you're really behind the ball. If you were getting great articles from thatparkplace.com and subscribe to WDW Pro's YouTube channel, you'd actually be ahead of the culture curve and have entertainment explained.